Good morning everyone and welcome back to a new run of the Daily Game News in a Bite. Today we're talking about lots of things, so let's just jump right into it. First bit of news is a new handheld console that comes with a crank, as you can see here. The system is called Playdate, has only a black and white screen, and will cost you $149 starting next year. Why is that cool? Well, it's kind of interesting what comes along with it. Besides already mentioning the crank, the system has of course all the good features. It has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a headphone jack and a USB-C port for battery charging, and it will get software from legendary game creators like Keita Takahashi that made Katamari Damacy, Zack Gage from Spell Tower game, Bennett Foddy known for Co-op on other games, and Sean Inman who did The Last Rocket. Panic, the company that's behind that Playdate system, was already doing Mac and iOS games, but it was also responsible for publishing Firewatch and the forthcoming Untitled Goose Game. So with that wrap behind it, it could be a very interesting thing to play around with. Would it be worth the $150 asking price? We don't know, but I definitely think it's interesting to at least take a look at it. You can read all about it right here, of course, in the video description link down below. And then an update to the Tfue contract business with the Faze Clan. He actually went outside and had great Hollywood background. Here it's in his next video when he talked about to release the contract because he wants the world to know what is inside of that contract, and Faze Banks, sort of the owner of Faze Clan, is doing everything he can to make it public. And then when the thing went public, actually, it was quite interesting to see what actually was just shown. So the only thing that was shown from Faze Clan officially was that one part where they talk about the 20% to the gamer and 80% to the company brand deal, which, as they say, yes, it exists, but they don't follow through with it. And they follow up in the second image even where they say, hey, we want to renegotiate anyway, because once the streamer gets very big, of course, the values are changing around a lot, of course. So apparently Faze Clan wants to still keep Tfue in the contract, but they want to offer him a better one, while Tfue on his own terms still wants to leave the contract at all and wants to do his own thing, which he probably can because he's big enough, definitely. So yeah, it's kind of still exciting to follow up with that story and wonder what will happen next. And since we're talking about Fortnite in relation to Tfue, we also see there's a new partnership with Nike coming forth, and that is with the Air Jordan shoes, as we can see here, and this very iconic color scheme that we see in this preview. And when is it out? It's out right now. Then what's also out right now is the Oculus Quest, the wireless version of the Oculus headset, and it's actually working without the PC even. So this is a whole VR experience just based inside the headset, including controllers. And I looked it up yesterday. The price is around 450 euros, at least here in Germany. So actually not that bad, considering that you don't need a powerful PC next to the already quite expensive VR headsets that we have so far on PC. And Ars Technica in this article here is breaking down all the software that's available for it, all the games that are recommended. So yeah, take a look at it yourself. Article again is linked in the description down below. Then THQ Nordic, that mega company that is buying so many developers right now, or has been in the past so far, has already updated with new financial reports. The developers behind Metro Exodus 4A games already have a new budget set for a new game that they will do very soon. So good on them that Metro Exodus was apparently successful enough at least to warrant a next game from their studio. But alongside of that, they also announced they have already around 50 games in development that are still unannounced. So yeah, THQ Nordic basically is like the Disney of gaming right now, where there's so many companies working under it and developing games just for that one publisher. It's quite crazy to see how many things will come out of that publishing house then. Then another update, Bloodlines 2 has they revealed another clan, which is this time called the Ventru, which makes it 4 clans so far in that game. And Mario Kart Tour is finally out in a beta version in the US and in Japan. Sadly also only on Android, and what's kind of disappointing but also understandable from a capitalistic standpoint, Mario Kart Tour features lots of microtransactions instead of being a one-time asking price for the game. And the gameplay itself is kind of interesting. I mean, you can tell like this is a mobile phone game, but it's not that bad, to be honest. So first impressions so far are actually it's not bad. Something else that will come out also is Neo 2, and they will have actually a closed alpha running until June 2nd. So that's actually quite a few days, so people hopefully can talk about it already. Because although I never played it myself, I never liked to play it myself, it's so interesting to see people talking about it and play the game. Then in the sadly ending news, the Ouya will end its support, or rather Razer, the company it has, bought all the licenses for Forge TV and Ouya. So coming June 25th, Ouya will definitely be dead. I mean, the success was already not there anymore anyway, but June 25th is when it finally dies.